Hello, my name's Paul Wiley, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to generate open source TIFF files using the Solicitor software on either the Acumen or the Mirrorball. To generate TIFF files, you need to enable it before you start the scan. And to do this, we click on Scan Setup, go to Channels, and then select the checkbox for whichever TIFF you want, and you can have a choice of individual channels or all channels. Once you've selected the ones you want, you can then mark your wells for scanning and then you press scan. At this point, either the Acumen or the Mirrorball will then scan the entire plate as normal, and at the same time it will generate open source TIFF files, so there's no extra time required for doing this process. So I'm now going to go to a file that's already been scanned. So to view these files, I can now double click a well, and then a well view opens. On the left hand side is a tab called Settings, and then we have Data Mode here. So we have three different data modes. The TIFF file itself is the one that's selected here, and if I zoom in, this shows a zoomed up image of our open source TIFF file. And these are HeLa cells that have been stained with calcine AM scanned on an Acumen machine. If I then go to Objects and TIFFs, I then can produce an outline file. Now this yellow border I've already set classifications based on some size gating to define what I consider a cell and what I don't consider a cell. Based on that, I can also then change that to generate a mask file. And then the final option we have is to go back to our object data, and then you see a more typical Solicitor file where we've now thresholded out the background data we're not interested in and just retained the information on the cells of interest. So the other advantage of the TIFF files is, as well as being able to view them in the raw data in your scans and seeing what cells are there, what cells aren't there based on the thresholding, you can also export these files into other packages. So if I go to View, Output Files, this now gives me a list of all the files that have been generated. And the way it works is you have one TIFF image per laser per channel, and they're labelled as such in the file here. You can then right click, open the containing folder where these files are stored. So these are, as I said, open source files that are OME compliant, and they can be imported into a very large range of image analysis packages where you could do further analysis on these files if you wish to. So a good example may be on a type of experiment where you're looking at very complex morphology data and need some really high-end imaging algorithms. These files can easily go into that and do that quite simply. And the benefit of doing it on the Acumen or Mirrorball is that it can still generate whole well TIFFs for the entire plate very rapidly. So hopefully that's shown you how to generate and how to utilize the TIFF functionality in this Solicitor software.